Hi friends, it's Tracy from the Financial Freedom Diary, and today I am back to decorate my Deluxe monthly planner for my budget for the month of March. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing below. And hello everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope this is a wonderful day for you. And let's get started with seeing what I'm going to be working with. This I got from Planner Kate, and if you watched my life planner setup, the monthly overview, you saw those two already. And this is what I had ordered from SaraMarie. So you see I'll be going with the succulents again from her collection. And so that's going to be my monthly overview there. And I have my weekly check-in. I'm going to do something different this time because there's going to be 5 Sundays in March, and so I'm going to have 5 check-ins, so I'm going to have to find some room, and so I'm probably going to switch the 2 pages around. I normally do weekly check-in then transactions. This time I'm going to put the weekly check-in on the right hand side and the transactions on the left hand side, so I can use this space as my header. So instead of going horizontal, I'll be using a vertical space. Now I have about, let's see what else I got. I got this because I just wanted some plain washi, so I'm going to stick that to the side. And I got another thick washi, and I may have, see, I got 4 thin washies here. When it's 5 weeks, I need more space, so I like to use the thin washi to get it. I have my Paycheck 1 and 2. And then I got her just plain black ink, Paycheck 1 and 2, just in case I don't feel like getting a kit. I'll have that in the future. I have 2 transaction logs, a sinking funds, and my debt tracker. So, without further ado, let's get started. On my sinking funds page and transaction log, I am using a Pigma Micron 05 ink pen. I've had this pen for probably 6 years. So that's why you don't see any letters on there. It wouldn't do if I try to show it to you on the camera because I done rubbed all the the lettering off of it with the lotions that I put on my hands. And to write, I use the Pilot Precise V5 ink pen. And so those were my 2 pens for these 2 pages. And I did roll up my car maintenance. I went from $298 and some change to $299 because that's actually what's in my cash envelope. Okay, for my debt tracker page, the sheet that you see that's on the right hand side, I actually take that from the notes section and then I shave it down some, I want to say on the x-axis or the horizontal, and then I shave a little off of the Y, the vertical, so to make it a little bit shorter and then a little bit not so wide, and then I just use my Scotch permanent tape on the back of it to tape it down to that size so I can use that page, and I can keep both of these sections separate. I used to have my debt tracker over there with my sinking funds, and it was okay at first, but I needed to watch some of my loans because I wasn't quite sure if I was making a big enough payment on one of them. And so I try to make sure that I don't let that interest accrue because I never know when that's going to become my principal balance. So I try to go ahead and pay as much of that as I can. But even though I accrue interest every day, I kind of get a good gist. If I don't have anything going to the principal, then I'm not paying enough. Even if it's $1 that's going to the principal, that lets me know that my balance is decreasing and then I'm paying enough to at least cover the interest while I take care of one of my student loans. And I know y'all probably wondering why I jump around to the paycheck next. It's because it's the easiest. After I have to do all that writing, my hands need a break. And so I just hop over to the paycheck so I can lay that out. And then I hop over to the weekly trend, no, the weekly check-in log. And that one is a boogabear. I'm not sure if I said so, but the sticker kit that I'm using is from SaraMarie. She normally releases her kits on the 18th, and the day that she does her release, when you watch her videos, she actually gives a discount now. She wasn't doing that before. I'm also using the labels from Planner Kate. Next month, I am going to try out parts of Caffeinated Kate. The thing with Caffeinated Kate is her budgets have like the actuals and everything else. There's something about them that I can't use her headers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use her April overview, and then I'm going to use Sarah Marie's like header labels. I don't even know what the right word is, but like the labels where it says debt tracker, sinking funds, stuff like that. That flows with what I do versus Caffeinated Kate. But I am going to try it out. It looks like her April is going to be pretty. I think it's going to be lavender, and so I'm going to like that. And if you lasted this long and you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. The next two pages, that's my weekly check-in and my transaction log. My weekly check-in is specifically for my cash envelopes. And there's only 5 envelopes that I actually track. That's groceries, restaurants, laundry, household, and personal. When you see my, I forgot what I call it, the my check-in page is like the weekly goals page that I have for each week. That one's different. It's only 4 categories that I actually set a goal for because I never had a problem with laundry. I never messed that one up. But groceries, restaurant, household, and personal, those 4, I can find some way to mess over that money. I used to find a way. So it was like I allocated the money to each of the categories, and then I would find myself always going out to eat, and then I would eat up everything that was in my restaurant budget probably like week 1, and then I would go through my personal probably week 2, and then week 3 I'm working on my grocery money, and that was just not good for my budget overall, was because I still need to buy groceries and I wasn't staying out of the restaurants. I was just, because I wasn't messing with my checking account, I kept excusing the behavior and just saying, oh, it's okay because I'm not messing up my checking account. I can pay my bills, everything's okay, but it wasn't okay. And there was opportunity there. And so this is how I save money to put towards my student loan debt. And I know the way that I decorate my planner does not go with the way the pages flow, but it's actually the order in which I decorate my planner. I'm not sure why I even do the weekly check-in and my weekly goals one behind the other, because they're the most difficult pages for me to actually plan out. It's just kind of weird. I do some weird stuff sometimes. But I guess while I'm thinking through the categories, I just like to keep it together. And so all the goal sheet is I just set a dollar amount and I try to spend under that number for that particular week. And because I'm actually trying not to go over, I actually have some money at the end of the month. And depending on how many weeks are in a month, dictates what I think I can actually save for the month. And so I think it's going to be hard for me to save anything from my groceries for the month of March. But I'm going to try. I'm going to give it a good try and try to. But I did give myself a little extra money for the month of March. Because normally, when I have 5 weeks in a month, I don't give myself anything extra. I just make it fit. And I try to do $50 a week. The problem is that almost everything that I normally buy, I remember the prices, and now the prices are more than what they were last year when I was buying those items. So it's costing me more, and therefore I'm just going to increase it for this 5 week period, and that way I know I have enough money. So yay, we're down to my last page. And this one's where all the monthly goals go. I don't put birthdays on here. Um, my oldest sister, does have a birthday this month, but I don't put that on here in my planners. And I don't know why. I guess I have no idea. I know when their birthdays are, but I never put them and list them out. I like to use those sections, like to put quotes in and stuff like that. And that appeals to me a little bit more. Sometimes I wish I had the old Erin Condren notebook to see if that one would have been more my style versus this one, but the Happy Planner was working for me too, so I like that. And I'm hoping in July I'm going to assess because I'm thinking about switching to the binder system versus the core notebook. And I think that might work better as far as the pages and me handling it, because I can just pull the pages out, work on them, and then put it back in the binder. I like that flow a little bit better, and it gives me more room to write. I am finally done, and so I want to do a final flip through of what my budget setup is going to be for the month of March. So we have my sinking funds and my debt tracker. I did go back and add this little strip at the bottom. I don't do my transaction log on my debt tracker. I've been thinking about it, but I kind of don't feel like it's necessary. I think that'd be overkill. But on this one, this is my cash envelopes weekly goal sheet. I'm not going to use the dots this time. I think I'm just going to use the dot grid to make X's and checks for when I achieve or didn't achieve whatever my spending limit was for that week. I did change up this sheet. I made it more of a more inspirational for me. So I have a couple of quotes here, and this one says, "I want daisies in my hair, peace in my soul, and love in my heart." And this one says, "I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me dream." And that's from Vincent van Gogh. And so I have 3 goals for this month. And 22 no spend days, 2,500 to that, and it saved $40 from my cash envelope. And this is my budget review. So I can, document whatever I didn't get done that I want to transfer over to the next month. Okay, just got this. And here's my monthly overview. I made sure I have a quote on my page. I try to do a little bit of decoration, but not much. Everything that's in green are what I consider to be my bills, and everything in pink are my debts. And so now I pretty much pay my student loan 3 times a month. I have been asked, are my student loans the only thing I have left? And yes, that's all I have left. I paid everything else off. I think my car was the last thing that I had. And so here I flip these like this. I put the weekly check-in over here and a transaction log on my left. I know that's a little weird, but I think I might actually like this a little bit better if I document where I spent the money and then log it over here. But we'll see. Because it was 5 weeks, I needed no headers up here. So I put the header down through here. So you'll notice this month, no girls. Sorry, trash. I had some trash over here, and that was bugging me. And this, of course, is room for paycheck number 1 and paycheck number 2. And so the Happy Planner book that I used this time was the Free Spirit. I got this from, I think, Joann's when they moved or something. I think I got this then. I'm not sure, but I decided I wanted to use those. And so that is what my planner is looking like. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me below in the comment section. And you guys have a super fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening. And also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so now. You guys have a great one. Bye.